And you have just crossed the line. End of debate. Report to the cargo bay and remain there until this is over. Is that understood?
So girls, just talk. I just need 2 minutes to set up my mic. Just talk amongst yourselves.
All right. Well, Charlotte Charlotte? No, Margaret Wells.
I'm going to put her back in the waiting room, girl. When you're ready, you let me know.
Why? Why can't I just be here and talk with you?
Okay, so I put her back in the waiting room because basically I'm the Lydia Quigley of this group.
Yes, you are. I realized last night Lydia Quigley is evil.
You think?
Yeah, like at certain points, like when it comes to Charles, she gets real.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when she thought Charlotte was like really, like when she was talking to Margaret at the end, and she was like, she loved me.
Right.
Like she was wanting affection, and she was like, no one can love you.
Right. You know, Miss Lydia Quigley, like everybody on that show, has a past and issues and damage. Okay. And fierce wigs.
Fierce. Like you look at it.
Lydia Quigley.
Between her and Charlotte.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, it was twisted.
It's twisting.
It was twisted. You know, basically, it's kind of like Hookers at the Point meets The Sopranos in 18th century London.
Right.
You know, which is like, that's calling my.
But Tinka, you don't watch it?
Harlots? No, but I know I have to. I simply must.
Do you have Hulu?
I don't have Hulu.
Oh, you got to get Hulu, girl. You have to watch Harlots. Trust me, you will gag.
Can't you get Hulu with like a little package with Disney Plus?
Yes.
I think. Maybe I should do that because I got Disney for the year.
Loca.
Yeah.
I know, Mike. There is a guy in it that's Fanny's usual John Cull.
He's like a cop, right?
Yeah, like she was jerking him off at one point, and you could see his body. It was fab.
You know what, bitch?
I was living.
Honey, you give me that motherfucking 18th century body. Okay?
Yeah.
It's called classic, bitch.
Or maybe I'm just so desperate to see a good-looking guy in it.
Hello. Anthony, I'm sorry. We couldn't hear you because your mic isn't plugged in.
Bitch, why don't you stick 2 fingers up your ass and see if that works?
Because this ain't an episode of Harlots.
Why don't you plug that in?
Why don't you fucking lick my flap dragon, bitch?
Whatever. That's the blackjacks.
Somebody's gonna hurt someone.
Okay.
All right.
Fabulous.
I'm ready.
All right. Now, well, hello.
Hi there.
How you space creatures feeling?
Oh, we're going to do...
Oh, we're going to do... I said,
we don't
Can I get a taste?
Can I get a taste?
We're doing...
we're doing...
Fire Chakotay first.
We're going to do our Star Trek podcast,
Fabulous.
Fire Chakotay.
Which I just literally watched.
Oh.
Elogium.
I literally watched it like an hour ago.
So did I.
I was watching it, and then I was like, oh, it's this one.
You know what? I would give your opinion more credence if your mic was plugged in. Plug it in, plug it in.
Mm-hmm.
Girl. Mm-hmm. Plug it in,
Remember that, Matinga?
What?
Do you remember we used to do that? Miss Brenda is so tired. You need to hang out with Ian more.
Intruder alert.
So today on Fire Chakotay, we're going to be talking about the episode I selected, which is called Elogium. Which also sounds like a brand of yogurt. I am Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
And this is Booby.
And you are listening to Fire Chakotay, the most essential Star Trek podcast in this quadrant. So guys, Elogium, what is it about? Well, then I'll tell you what it's about. In a nutshell,
Yes.
Voyager encounters some kind of photonic electronic sperm out in space. It fucks with the ship. It triggers Cass. She goes into early puberty. Neelix is a total creeper. It's in space.
And it's the whole theme is about reproduction. When the episode first starts, Chakotay encounters 2 of the crew members kissing in the turbo lift.
Canoodling.
That's right.
Fraternizing.
Yep. And he's very blasé about it.
No, he's not that blasé about it at all.
Girl, he could have thrown them in the brig.
But he does speak to the captain about it. And what I like about this episode is that there are a lot of things that go along with thinking about being on a ship for 75 years to try and get back to your home system. And in this episode, they explore some of those issues.
So Chakotay stumbles across these two crew members canoodling in the turbo lift.
Right.
And what I found interesting was that later, when he's talking to Tom Paris and Tom's like, what did I miss? And Chakotay's like, two people, carrying on.
Fraternizing.
Tom was kind of like into it.
What was that all about?
I'd call it an example of indiscreet shipboard fraternization.
Really? Sorry, I missed it.
He was
Tom's
like,
into
I'm
it.
sorry I didn't see it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, what, Tom?
He went
Yes.
into
I trained to do better than that.
Honey, Tom was getting that peen worked on.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was. So that's
Because wouldn't you you on the low, wouldn't you walk up to Tom Paris and be like, look, Holmes, listen, I'm not even sure if you're gay, but I will suck that space peen.
Not even on the low, bitch. I'd be like, honey, you could vent that plasma stream on me, Mr. Paris.
Yes.
Turn me
Trust
blue,
time.
bitch. Turn me motherfucking blue.
Honey, call me Paris Dupree.
What? So that's the theme of this episode is reproduction, intimacy, fraternization, la-di-da-di-da. So people's getting it on in the ship. Chakotay and Janeway are like, gag. People are getting it on in the ship.
And Chakotay looking kind of sexy too.
Chakotay looking real fine this episode.
Fine,
yeah, he did.
Why
and
he look so fine?
And figuring out the sexy stuff.
The lighting. It was the lighting.
And
also, his very sharp military haircut in this episode.
Yeah.
And he's
also at one point she says to him, we have to allow people to fraternize. And he says, and the captain too. And in a way, it almost sounded hopeful, I swear.
Am I going to get up in it?
Her comeback was fabulous because she says, honey, as the captain and a power bottom, I don't have that luxury.
That's the luxury
okay. I ain't got it. Before we dive into the meat of it, so to speak, let me analyze Chakotay for another second here while I drink my water.
Which is what anyone about to have sex with Robert Beltran says. Before I dive in, Chakotay.
Let me drink my water.
He likes it moist because coming from the Southwest as a Native American like he do.
It's so dry.
He's over the dry.
Right.
He want it moist. So my thought
That's
on
why
this
his
was,
favorite ballad is "Somebody Bring Me Some Water."
Can't you see Chakotay is alive? So,
Booby, thank you for laughing when I know you were like, "Oh, poor Matilda."
Oh, these two. So Chakotay stomping around that ship, okay, seeing people canoodling. I think he's got blue space balls, and he's real angry about it.
Oh, honey, to start out with.
Yeah, and that also sort of informs his sideways, come on to Miss Catherine about the captain, I think.
And what about the captain?
And what about the captain? So.
You know that I would not have.
Can I get a taste?
Can I get a taste? That's basically what he's saying to her.
Here in outer space.
Yeah, can I get a taste? Here in outer space. Honey,
don't let it waste.
Don't let it go to waste.
So Miss Paris, being the manly man that he do, helps Cass carry back some groceries and some vegetables. Cabbages. Oh, she's all about those cabbages, honey.
Yes.
From the hydroponics bay. Okay? Because Paris is saying, yo, Cass, I like your cabbage. What about it? And so Neelix catches wind of this cabbage role play and goes off the chain because he's feeling some kind of way. Please interpret that into English right now.
Well, Miss Neelix is jealous of Tom Paris.
Hater.
Jealous of Tom Paris. And while I don't think while I do think Tom is definitely attracted to Cass, he is.
For sure.
For sure.
We find out in a later episode.
Yeah. But I think he's too decent to make a real move.
A move.
But he'd make some dick moves because he keeps on showing up at that little counter and saying, hey, I'll see you later.
See you later.
You good?
See you later.
Let it out.
Yeah.
And then the way he looks at her. It's
he's like,
so
yo, you keep that cabbage fresh, baby.
And she
And
really
Neelix is
innocent.
on it. He's like, I know guys like that. I've seen the way. It's not you that's you're being naive. You're such an innocent.
I see the way he looks at you. I used to look at women that way. I know what it means.
Felix, this is getting ridiculous. You're imagining things that aren't there.
You're such an innocent.
It's him.
She is innocent.
I don't trust.
But when he goes off the chain, he's saying, I know guys like that. You are a guy like that.
You are
Thank you.
a guy like that.
She's two. Missing.
She's two. She's two.
Yeah.
She's two.
But they don't. But you in this episode they don't. You figure out they do not share quarters, and they
Right.
are not being intimate.
Right.
Because she's
Yeah.
like, well, we need to mate if we're gonna, and he's like, he gets
Right.
kerfuffled.
Well,
We need to be stuck together for 6 days.
Well, before we get, and by the way, before we get to that point, I just want to say that I'm not having that fashion victim, Chronic the Hedgehog looking motherfucker attached to my punani for 6 days.
for 6 days.
I don't care what quadrant we in, okay?
Thank
Where
you.
her sticky weird fingers.
Okay, wait.
Then-
We're getting,
oh, hold on.
It's going to assist in like sticking
We're-
us together. It does not look kosher,
we're getting
girl.
super far ahead of ourselves.
Okay,
So,
but I was saying.
I know, bitch. So Neelix is gaslighting her, being abusive, and like all just nasty with her and jealous of Tom. And Kess is kind of not having it.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to step back, okay? You
Oh,
spotted.
you're being
bitch.
ridiculous, Neelix.
You're being ridiculous, Neelix. So the ship
and he is being ridiculous, but in a way he can
But
feel
he's-
that Tom is macking.
He can see it.
But I would also sort of be. I would be like, don't you think that Kath, that Miss Kath, because I'm such a homo that just comes.
Yeah.
Miss Kath,
yeah.
Voyager, that she also knows that Tom is attracted to her.
Oh, she's feeling it.
And while she,
I don't know about that.
and she is feeling it, but her devotion is to Neelix. Like,
Right.
honey, she's 2 years old. She's trying to figure out, does she even want to have children? Does she want to be with this person?
Right.
It's
Well,
yeah. And
but
Neelix be pressuring her.
Well, it's kind of like she imprinted on Neelix because he basically snatched her out of the fucking egg the second she was born. I mean, ew, gross.
Wait, what?
What?
So-
Because
Wait.
she's so young. Okay.
Right,
He robbed the cradle, so to speak, the space
Right.
cradle,
right.
yes.
The spadle.
the spadle. I know
It sounds Jewish.
the spadle. The spadle.
He spun her dreidel till she came.
darling, honey. Every
Honey,
day
He
on
spun her
Picard Day.
spadle?
On Picard Day,
What?
honey, I spin that spadle, bitch. Yes, happy
She does,
Picard
honey.
Day, everybody.
Or as I like to call it, Picard.
Yeah.
On Picard Day.
Yes.
So they have their fight because he's a predatory asshole and she's like a year and a half old. And Tom is macking. Okay, fine.
Right.
And there's cabbage. So she goes back to the hydroponics bay.
Right.
And she's working on the plants as the ship is sort of dealing with this swarm of electromagnetic, photoelectric creatures. Amoebas that are surrounded
Space amoebas.
and fucking shit up. Well, she's tending to her plants and doing her gardening.
And sort of casually just
Casually.
snacking.
Yeah, and then she reaches over and eats some spawn beetles.
Yeah.
Okay. The look on her face.
When she realizes,
After she had eaten a bunch.
Because she was
she's like,
Yeah. Like they were, but you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Patsy's sister eating the potpourri.
yes.
You know, everyone was just like,
what
"Just
is
let her-
this?
Whatever.
dish?"
She's eating the potpourri.
What are these
Just
chips?
let
They're
her.
terrible.
They're terrible.
Right.
Just let her eat the potpourri. It's okay.
So she's pulling a patsy and she's eating the potpourri spawn beetles.
Yes.
And but then she realizes, oh shit, I'm eating spawn beetles.
And she
Gags.
gags.
She gags. She
Gags.
Okay. So she's gagging, and they're trying to figure out what's up with the ship. Okay. And then we see Cass in her quarters. By the way, does everybody on this ship have their own gigantic apartment on the ship?
No.
Okay.
Ensigns do not.
Why does Cass?
Because
She's a Kwampa.
Because she's a Kwampa?
Because she's a special envoy and she's one of the lead actors.
Because she's from Compton?
She's from Compton.
Also,
Compton.
I've also noticed on Voyager that there's a lot of, and you know I love plants. So many plants on the ship. How much replicator energy are they using to make plants and peonies?
Can a replicator make living things?
Yeah, sure. Well, they're cut
Like-
flowers. You know, the
right.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's a lot. But anyway, so there she is stuffing her face in her.
Wait a minute. Could a replicator? A replicator could replicate food.
Yeah.
But do replicators replicate living things like plants? I don't think so.
It might be possible because replicator technology and transporter technology are somehow related.
Very similar.
And transporter technology, they're moving molecules around with living things.
Creating matter.
Reorganizing molecules on a
smatter of matter.
A smatter of matter, darling.
Of matter.
Now serve up my
I like
batter.
that.
Yes, baby batter.
He gave me his batter. It was just a smatter of matter.
Just a smatter.
Smatter of batter.
He gave me a smatter of batter.
Honey,
we're bugging out.
She may have been drinking pancake batter up in the quarters because she was
eating
out.
What was she eating?
Oh my God.
Mashed potatoes.
Dirt.
With butter. And
Butters,
dirt inside.
Apples.
So Neelix comes in
celery.
while she's like stuffing her fucking face.
And she's
hiding
binging.
the evidence.
Yeah, she's binging.
But so Neelix comes in to apologize because he realizes he's been kind of a dick.
Brings her some beautiful flowers.
You realize, she has her own separate quarters.
Right. And, I'll give him props. He
doesn't just walk in.
No, but he does poke around her apartment.
Right, looking for a vase for the flowers that he got her.
Yeah.
And honey pulls up that little dumbwaiter thing and finds all those empty food plates. And she's like, I'm hungry.
I think he just
Want
walked
some?
into. Oh, at that point, he's hungry.
Right. He's like, what about this cabbage I've been hearing about? Your space cabbage.
And then, first of all, so Cass is like, "Oh, you don't want me. I only have this one chance to have a baby. I'm freaking out. You're gonna have a baby with me."
Hold on.
We're not there yet.
Oh, I thought we were there.
No,
we haven't even gone to sick bay. So Neelix is talking to her like, "Woman, thou art overeaten." Okay.
Yeah.
And while he's talking to her, she's
eating.
She's chowing down.
She's chowing.
She's like eating the fucking orchids he brought her.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, medical emergency. I'm going to take you to sick bay. She's like, I'm not sick. I just can't stop eating. I'm like, honey, that's me in quarantine right now. Okay.
Come on. No! I'm not going. We are going to sick bay. No security unless you come with me. Holy! Come on! Come on!
Dude, that comedy beat was hilarious.
When he picked her up and she's grabbing the flowers.
And she's like, no. And she like gives him like this bug-eyed look that is so funny.
I think that's like their best scene together.
Yeah.
Like they both hit it so lovely.
It's so good.
So they go, because you know what? She's being funny and he's actually concerned.
He's concerned.
Right. He's like, bitch, I'm gonna pick you up and we out.
But she's like, I'm fine. I just want to eat.
I just can't stop eating. So they go to sick bay and the doctor is like,
he's getting impatient with Neelix, who's just getting in the way.
Right.
Neelix is being such a worry wart over Kes.
Well, but he's being his typical backseat driver.
Right. He's like, with the pedals toxic, why is my bitch eating dirt?
What's going on? You need to lower her electrolyte levels and all that crap.
Yes. And somehow.
And not letting the doctor work. So the doctor tosses Neelix out of sickbay.
He's like, bitch, you out.
You out. And Neelix is incensed. So he goes to the bridge. Now, mind you, they're in the middle of an emergency. They're trapped in this cloud filled with like the spacefaring life form that's sucking power from the ship. They, and so I love how the captain, Neelix is complaining to her. She's not even looking at him.
She's like,
busy.
What?
Yeah. She's like, da-da-da-da-da. And she doesn't pay attention to him till he says, Kes is very ill.
Right.
And then she just gives him like a second. And then she's like, off my bridge.
Well, she's like, unless this is about the lunch special, you need to go now.
Yeah. She's like concerned
She does
for
take
Kes.
him to the side because she's concerned with Kes. Exactly.
She is. Yeah.
She's like, Neelix, why is Kes sick? And also, God, you're ugly.
And you smell.
And you smell. And
But
what about this
pressed.
Okampan coleslaw cabbage salad? What's going on? She's
Oh,
pressed because the ship is in danger. But then, right then, the doctor chimes in like, Captain, report to sick bay because Cabbage Girl here is gagging, and it has something to do with the ship.
Right.
Basically.
Or the predicament they in.
The predicament that they in. And so it turns out they go to sick bay.
Cabbage Patch Kid Kes.
That's
Malone.
right. Cabbage Patch Malone, darling.
Yes.
And so they go to sick bay, and the doctor's like, she got a bump on her back.
She erected a force field.
She erected a force field. She's not letting
Why
us
can't the
at her.
doctor go through it? Because he goes through the force field all the time when they.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
the doctor is photonic energy himself.
Right.
And I've seen him go through the force field when in later episodes. So
why
Kes
wasn't
in
he
distress.
Why wasn't he affected by the space electro creatures?
Because who, the doctor?
Yeah.
Why would he be?
Because if he's, photonic energy.
He's not a living thing. They were only affecting living things.
Okay. All right. So
no, but Neelix says in that episode the doctor is not alive, and Kes is like, no,
he's alive to me.
He's alive to me.
Right.
And he's real.
Yeah, he's
right.
not
She's
quite,
like, he's real to me.
He's not quite a person yet, but he's well on his way.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Kes is really keyed into him.
Yeah.
Maybe because they spend so much time together, or they're two different types of beings on this starship.
Right.
She's an Oquampton, and he's a hologram.
They're both completely alien.
Right. So as it turns out, after they do some diagnoses or diagnosing
at the Roxy's.
Roxy's.
Miss Honey.
That was Miguel, right?
As it turns out,
Miss Honey, Miguel watches.
Work, Miguel. We love you.
Don't turn Miss Miguel out. We know we love her. I'm sorry.
So as it turns out, the space creatures have somehow prompted Kes to go into what she calls Elogium, which is basically Ocampan puberty.
I'm going through the Elogium. It's a time of change when my body prepares for fertilization.
Pukampai.
But I'm too young. Much too young.
And she's gagging because she's like, I'm too young. I'm not even 2. It happens when you're 5 or 6. And also it opens up a very short window where she can conceive.
Yep.
Only once.
That one time.
And she's gasping.
She doesn't know, is it safe for me to conceive this young?
Mm-hmm. Is it safe to conceive with a Talaxian?
Right. Is a Talaxian compatible with an Ocampa?
Do he have a dick?
Ooh,
right.
I'm sure it's spotted.
Spotty dick?
Spotted dick, darling.
Spotted dick, darling.
Spotted hairy dick.
Spotted dick, darling.
Yeah.
And if her thing is in the back, does he have to let her have it in the back?
Does he have to hit it in the back?
What is it called? Like her mitochondrial sac or something?
No, there's some kind of sac.
Yeah. So
it was some kind of sac.
She's growing a baby bump on the back where her baby would be.
Oh, and mind you, pregnancy is hitting her hard.
Yeah.
Puberty.
Puberty is hitting her hard. She does not look good.
She's got those Sith yellow eyes.
Yeah.
Miss Jennifer Lean, beautiful woman, but damn, she will go south and quick.
Well, listen, puberty's not easy on anyone of any species.
I mean,
pimples.
Honey,
listen, I got a little pimply. My ass got fat. It worked out pretty well.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, it wasn't easy on me, girl. I mean, listen, when I had puberty, it was like 2002, 2003. And at that time, I felt like, it's a new millennium. It's a new me.
Let me wake up from this dream.
Let me wake up from this dream that I'm having.
So the situation presents itself that Miss Kes has to get pregnant now.
If I am ever going to have a child, it has to be now.
She's got like extreme baby fever.
Yeah.
Because the hormones are surging, and she's like, well, this is my window, and I'm gagging. And Neelix is like, I don't want to be nobody's baby daddy.
Well, she's like, if it doesn't happen now, it's not going to happen. And I wanted to be you. And so she starts pressuring Neelix. And Neelix, I think, like any other rational, quote unquote, person, he's like, listen, can I take a day?
Right.
Just give me a day.
Think about
this is kind of new.
Yeah. Can I have a day, please, to think about it? And she's like, no.
If he really loved her and was really wanting her, he would have hit that like the minute she said, "Listen, I'm going through puberty."
Also,
take down the pants, honey. Let's go.
Yeah, but hit it
But
where?
he's being honorable.
Yeah. What if she's got
honorable.
what if what's that movie where the guy has a vagina in his arm that's really toothy?
Vagina dentalis.
All in the Family?
All in the Family? So what if her vagina is like in the middle of her back and has a very toothy grin?
And also,
Yeah.
you know, she's got like that very short window before her cabbage spoils. It's like,
Yeah.
bitch,
We don't know. There's
the
a lot
clock
of
is
unanswered.
ticking.
Yeah.
We got to make some coleslaw and get the picnic underway.
Bring it.
You would have to go to the doctor and have the doctor examine both of them thoroughly and be like, is this even something that can work?
It's viable.
Because there are species in the Star Trek universe that are not compatible with human beings, like Deltans. Honey, human being has sex with a Deltan, they could end up dead.
What's a Deltan?
A Deltan is the bald bitch from the very, very, very first Star Trek film.
Oh, Vija want you.
Vija.
Oh, Persis
Vija.
Kambata?
Vija. Persis Kambata, yeah.
This is Persis Kambata.
Kambata's party. And all the brothers and sisters. Ew.
Getting down to the sound.
Who also completely bald bitch before bald bitches were in, and serving the loveliness.
Serving it, honey.
And they're telepathic. Okay, but we digress.
Honey,
They're
this
Deltan,
Persis,
but they're also incredibly sexual.
this Persis
and it's too
Kambata, darling.
It's Persis
Kombucha.
Kambata. It's
Persis Kambata.
Versus Kambata. Fierce drag name.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's so niche.
So speaking of niche, so Cass now moves into the next wave of her Elogium, which involves Elogium by Calvin Klein. So, which involves,
Wear it and be willing to have a baby.
Right now, Neelix.
Right, wear it and have a baby spontaneously.
No!
Her hands start leaking goo.
And she looks like, you know, when you were in school and you put glue on your hands to let it
Peel it off
dry,
like skin.
and then you peel it off. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yellow.
And she's like, this will help us stick together because it takes 6 days. And Neelix goes,
Say
6
what
days?
now? Yeah. He's gagging. But also, what is it called? The Alyssa Edwardsism? What is that part called?
She's going through, it's
The
something
Elysium?
like...
What is it?
The
What part? What
The
part?
Elysium? Where
What part?
where her hands get sticky.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It's called like the Elysium. Or something. Now we're all going to look it up.
It's called the Apaciphore.
The Apaciphore.
The Apaciphore.
Right. So she needs to Apaciphore the duchy on the left-hand side in the quick. And he's like, I don't want to have a baby right now. Can I think about it? And she's like, if you
She's
really
like, look, Space Squirrel, you better fuck me right now.
You better fuck me right now because Tom is down the hall and bitch, he's primed and ready, honey.
Honey, Tom is at the door.
You know, yeah.
He's literally at the door.
He's at the door.
Sniffing
around.
And then Cass decides that she is hedging the bet and wants the doctor to massage her feet for an hour while she thinks about it.
Hold up.
It's called Rolicicin.
The Rolicicin. Okay, so hold up. So Neelix tells Cass, yeah, I want to have this baby. And he's like, I want it to be a girl that looks just like you. And I'm like, oh my God, he's grooming his own child. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Very Trump and Ivanka.
Oh, so disgusting. It's like, what? Because once she's like 2, she's too old for you, Neelix? You're disgusting.
Oh, pig.
Yeah.
Talaxian pig.
Talaxian pig.
Well, you know, I'm just saying, Ocampa, they're starting to get a little long in the tooth around 3.5.
They don't even have their Elogium till they're 5.
So they're 4 or 5.
Yeah, well, you know I like them young.
You like them prelingual, dog.
Like Neelix.
Like Neelix. We're going to call you Neelix from now on.
So also...
Neelix.
Also, I just want to say that...
Yes,
that
Neil Tinga.
Spacefaring life.
Yes.
Another trope of Star Trek. They do it all the time.
Right.
You have the Tin Man. You have the crystalline entity. No, but I'm speaking specifically of not like people on different planets. Space.
Isn't there one with like
aliens.
A space whale?
Space livers.
What's the space whale?
Aliens. Right. Space whale.
What show is that from? The space whale?
Discovery.
Oh, right. Or is that the space? Is that the tardigrade?
No. Tardigrade is something else. The space.
Tardigrade is the little fuzzy the little bears.
But no, don't they
Yeah.
power the Discovery ship with a big ass tardigrade? The space whale.
No.
The
spore drive is what
it's all
gives them
mixed
the
up in my
ability
head.
to.
I'm so upset about Neelix's behavior. I'm just getting all confused. Also, I'm going through the Elogium and the Elysium. What is it called?
All at the same time.
Okay. So
Rolicicin.
the Rolicicin is the ritual where. Go ahead.
The doctor or the parents of an Ocampan massage their feet so that their tongue swells.
Yes.
Which is what happened to me. You know, I actually thought when she said that, you know, now's the ritual where like my father would rub my feet to make my tongue swell. I'm like, now she's just trolling him.
Before we begin the mating process, I have to go through a certain ritual called the relicicin.
What does that involve?
One of my parents has to massage my feet until my tongue begins to swell.
She's like making this shit up on the spot.
I thought she might have been trolling him too, actually.
I'm like,
I feel like she needed to get away and speak to the doctor.
She's like, yeah, Neelix, listen, I gotta have the doctor rub my feet till my tongue swells, okay? And I guess
then they make a serious faux pas.
Gotta get some space in space.
They make a serious faux pas in that next scene. This is very nerdy Star Trek bullshit.
Okay, bring it.
So the doctor's talking to her and massaging her feet, and he says...
Her lovely feet.
Her beautiful feet.
Yes.
And he's talking about other spacefaring races that you have to do physical things to them. And so he's talking about the Breen. And he says, you know, when the Breen are going to conceive, you rub their back until their
nose hairs,
until the proboscis starts to swell and blah, 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 blah. Now, the thing is, the Breen hegemony is not one race. It's many, many, many different races from all over the galaxy that join the Breen hegemony. And then that's why they all wear the same uniform.
Looking like Princess Leia as a bounty hunter from Return of the Jedi.
Exactly. To cover up the fact that they're all completely
like
different. Yeah.
Like Mandalorians. Yeah. I guess Mandalorians are not all exactly the same species.
Right.
From Star Wars.
So what the doctor was saying, that doesn't make any sense.
The point was, she was like, you're going to rub my feet and my tongue going to swell, and then we're going to get into this here cabbage, yo.
We're going to get it up.
Honey, and then I'm going to give you a holographic rim.
Woo! Woo! Yes, honey, it's photonic energy.
Fall into the rim.
Yeah.
Smatter of matter.
Photonic matter.
Where are you getting this smatter of matter from?
I don't know. I just made it up.
I thought you heard it on the show or something.
No.
So that's where they at. They're having some kind of soap opera kitchen sink drama.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back up on the bridge, they're trying to figure out a way to deal with the swarm of things. The photoelectric madness. Not making too much progress, but sort of like battling them. And they're all sort of like focusing on that. Like, how do we get away? Can we get away?
But the captain wants to treat them as living things and, you know, treat it as a nature thing. And B'Elanna wants to treat them as a warring.
Well, B'Elanna like, yo, no, we're going to fuck them up.
We need to, yeah.
And that's the tension on the bridge is, you know, when do we use real force,
right,
and run the risk of hurting these creatures? And B'Elanna's like, this is it. They're attacking us. We need to fight back and get the frig out of here. Right. Mind you, also Kess is being affected by these creatures. Miss Kess, and it's not working out well. Miss Keth. And so, like, what I love about Catherine is that she's such a scientist, but at the same time, she's so humane that she's running the risk of you know, the creature doing damage to Voyager because she doesn't want to hurt these creatures. She tries to figure it out.
Putting her crew in jeopardy.
Yep.
Okay. Prioritizing another species entirely. Okay.
Yep.
Like, yo, Cass is gagging. She's 2 and she's about to fuck Neelix for 6 days. This is an emergency.
Listen, that would be an emergency anywhere, honey.
I'm like Team B'Elanna. Kill them.
Okay. Listen, I'm like Team B'Elanna. I'm like Team B'Elanna. Yo, kill Neelix.
Right, exactly. I think we're all Team B'Elanna in that way.
Yeah.
And so, is it Chakotay that figures out that the creatures are somehow sexually attracted to the ship?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Chakotay has this fantastic monologue about dominance and submission.
We need to rethink our actions.
I'm listening.
If we're right that the creature is responding to us as a sexual rival, we might try behaving in a submissive way. That may appease him. We'd be acknowledging that he's dominant and that we're no match for him.
We need to submit to the creature.
I'm like, all right, Chakotay, honey. Let me break up my dream catcher and my poncho, and we're going to do it Navajo style. Yes.
Exactly, honey. Let's go into that sweat lodge together.
S, and M. Yes, Chakotay. Lay down the law.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
That's a song or something.
That's Rihanna.
Oh.
Okay, listen, because I'm going crazy being on lockdown because of the Rihanna virus. S and M.
Maybe we need to mimic the behavior of the smaller creatures. We saw them rolling over and changing color.
The point was Chakotay is a BDSM master, okay?
Right.
Chakotay is a no-fap BDSM master with blue balls. He's angry and he's trying to hit it with Janeway.
I'm spinning something, not making.
Oh.
I'm spinning something.
Regardless,
You just can't say it's spinning too fast.
Irregardless. That's the situation. Please, someone pick up the technobabble from here because I'm losing.
Okay, so then and then Miss Booby, what happens at that point?
I'm trying to figure out where we at. Oh, okay. So Chakotay is telling the captain that maybe they need to turn blue like the little creatures.
She's like, Catherine turned blue.
By venting a plasma stream.
Venting a plasma stream and
or
flipping
something.
the ship upside down to be submissive. And somewhere in this mix is Ensign Wildman. Yes.
Making her very first appearance.
Yes.
I was going to mention that
I wrote her name down.
Me too. And I wanted to say Ensign Naomi Wildman, but that's not her name.
That's not her. But we'll get to Naomi in another episode.
But once again, Miss fucking Catherine, when she comes, because she was just talking about it.
Well, hold up. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Okay.
That's the big reveal at the end.
Oh, I keep on jumping. I don't know why.
Mama, slow the train.
The gun, girl.
Slow the train down, girl. It's okay that you show up late. We don't got to rush now to make up for it.
I didn't show up late today, bitch.
Honey, we was at 2 p.m. with our microphones on and our headphones ready to go. Okay.
Girl, I was ready. No, I wasn't wearing pants. And no, I'm not wearing pants right now.
Or a bra.
Are you venting plasma residue?
I'm venting plasma. I know that the fact that I don't wear pants makes both of you uncomfortable.
And turn blue.
And turn blue.
No, you got to do you, Elogium. You got to do you.
Are you wearing pants now?
Yes.
Yeah.
It took you a minute.
Skin pants. Well, I'll be straight up. I'm wearing a back brace right now. I'll stand up real quick and show you. I'm wearing a back brace. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I hurt my back yesterday.
How'd you hurt your back? Oh,
gardening. Yeah, working in the garden. And I overdid it. I hadn't warmed up, but I was just like, I had my music on and I was like Tame Impala and I was feeling it and I was all over the place and I was like planting this and throwing branches. And then like last night I was like, I can't move. I'm 72.
I need a kagul,
darling.
But I thought you were saying listening to Snap.
I got the power. Mary had a little boy. What little did she know? Oh, Mary. Remember that song?
But do you know that song, first of all, it's a Christmas song. And it's about Jesus.
Mary had a little boy. And also there were two versions of it.
Yep.
There was like Snap, but there was another version.
Because there was the other one. There was
the Deep House.
There was Mary, a girl at a party. La 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 la.
Pretty body.
But that's
I haven't thought about that song in ages.
But Gag, that's a Christmas song.
I remember hearing that song
at Jay's.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Xing.
Bitch. So for y'all that don't know, Jay's was a
hangout.
sex club.
Yes.
Jerk off club. Yes.
In New York City.
That's exactly what I thought, Booby. That's exactly what I thought. Zip it.
Girl, how hot is this Trek podcast going to get?
I know. Okay, we can edit this
hot.
out.
We'll edit. We'll just.
But wait a minute. But we'll just delete that little part. But spill the tea on.
No.
Spill that tea on.
You know what?
I need to know.
Wait. Here's an idea.
Wait.
It's gonna be a guest on an upcoming episode. We can revisit this.
Yes.
Why? But I have a feeling it's really good tea.
Let's put a pin in it. Let's put a pin in it. Ding.
May I ask one thing? Was I there?
I think so.
Was Jay African?
Yes. And somebody found a wallet or mopped a wallet.
I remember this evening.
It was a fabulous evening.
It was a fabulous.
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
We're going off the rails though. Back to Voyager.
Okay.
Sex clubs is our other thing that we tape. Okay. So they figure out they gotta show their belly to get the ship up off of them.
Right.
then
a submissive posture.
A submissive posture, which makes the swarm of creatures go away.
Like your kind.
Like nothing.
That's real.
Like,
let's go with the real.
You're
Trish.
not verse, okay?
You ain't verse,
honey. Even the Delta Quadrant, all bottoms.
All bottoms.
And blue.
And blue bottoms.
Blue bottoms.
Blue bottoms. The worst.
Maybe we'll call you Bluebee.
Bluebee.
Miss Bluebee.
And what is it? Niltinga?
Niltinga.
Niltinga
and Bluebee. And so Tuvok says to Catherine, Captain, it seems as though we lost our sex appeal, which is a really funny line.
Yeah.
Great line.
Great line reading from Tuvok.
It appears we have lost our sex appeal, Captain.
Oh, but very dry. It would seem as if we lost
dry.
our... But you see, that's her humor. It's
Right.
very dry and cutting.
Right. And then, Janeway's gagging that Chakotay got it right. And she's like, the next time I need some sex advice, honey, I know I'm coming to you.
And he turns around and gives her this smile that's so cute.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, honey, you want this fucking chalupa? Okay.
But you know what? People go to Tuvok's for his advice.
No, they go to
Is
Chakotay.
it Tuvok or Tuvox?
It's Tuvok.
Tuvok.
So the swarm of electric technobabble things disappears.
Amoebas.
Yes.
Amoebas.
Space amoebas.
Which makes Kess's Elogium and all its various tangents disappear.
Right.
Suddenly she's lovely again. She's not sweating. And she's like, oh, never mind, Neelix. I don't want a baby.
Yeah, you can keep your sperm to yourself.
Yeah. And he's like,
Cook the cabbage, Missy.
Cook
yeah.
the motherfucking cabbage.
She's like, unfortunately, the cabbage was cooked and fell out. It's too late.
No good on the cabbage, darling. So
no cabbage for you, Neelix.
So she's like,
No.
okay, my puberty is reversed. The doctor says maybe I can try again later. Let's try again later. And Neelix is a little bit sad, but also like relieved.
Right.
And I also do love that throughout the episode, the captain is like, it's Cass's body, it's Cass's choice. It's Cass's body, it's Cass's choice.
I
Whether to have
love
a
that.
whether to have this
it.
child or not. It's
Yeah.
all absolutely. And I just want to say, side note, people that call themselves pro-life, I call it forced childbirth. Okay.
Yeah.
A woman's body, a woman's choice. So Cass, it's like her puberty went backwards. The doctor says maybe she could try again.
People don't get
Right.
it that when you say pro-choice, it doesn't mean that you're anti-life.
Or that you're pro-abortion. It means that
Yeah.
the choice is the woman's choice.
Yeah, you're
Right.
just saying that it's not my choice, it's the woman's choice.
And so, so the captain and Chakotay all along were like, we can't really control what's going to happen on the ship, and it's her
Yeah.
choice and it's their choice. And
But Chakotay's a little like, how do we control this? And it's really Mulgrew that's like, I don't think we can.
but Chakotay also makes a good point, as you said earlier, about it being a generational ship.
Right.
That if they don't get home in the quick,
in
they're gonna have to have
35 years,
replacement.
in 35 years, we'll need a full replacement crew.
Right. So they're aware. And she's like, look, I can't tell people what to do, but maybe we should start thinking about it and da-da-da-da. And so the situation with Cass is resolved. Well, here comes Ensign Wildman saying, Captain, can I bend your ear for a second?
What's Ensign Wildman's first name?
Samantha.
Samantha.
Yeah. So Sam walks in and she's like, yo, Kate,
Husband and I.
my husband and I, and he's still on Deep Space Nine,
And doesn't know that she's pregnant.
losing all my money at Quarks, and here I am knocked up in the Delta Quadrant.
Right, giving all our money to a Dabo girl.
And what I'm going to do? And the captain's like, you need to abort and send it out the airlock.
She's like,
Abort.
yeah. She's like, listen, I've got this.
Fire.
I've got this vacuum cleaner right here.
Mama.
But set it in reverse.
Mama. Oompa Loompa. So Catherine.
Wildman, when did you have sex with Neelix?
So the captain's like, I bet you knocked up. That don't mean we're doubling your rations.
That's right.
No, but once again, Mulgrew, man, I've such a class act. I've always loved this show, always. But now that I'm watching it with a specific critical eye, I'm just blown away by her performance.
She's so goddamn good.
She's so good. Like
Just
the way
the arch of her eyebrows at times.
Just her walking around the desk, looking at Ensign Wildman, knowing that Ensign Wildman's about to say I'm pregnant, which is what she had just been talking about with Beltran, and the look of sympathy, but also love, but also like I've got you. It's just with the look.
And also like, yo, this is beyond my control.
This is beyond my control, but we're gonna make this work.
We'll make do.
Yeah.
This journey is doing what it's gonna do.
And she says, congratulations.
She says, congratulations.
She says, congratulations.
Sashay away.
Away, girl.
And Voyager sashays away into the galaxy. And that is
off to its next adventure.
That is seasons 2 Elogium of Star Trek Voyager. Yes, I give it 3.4 out of 5 fire Chakotays. I love Kate Mulgrew's performance in this. I love
it.
I love Cass in this episode, Jennifer Leon. I thought she's great. There's some really fun moments, some good special effects with the gooey hands. I give it 3.4 fire Chakotays.
I am going to give Mulgrew 4 fire Chakotays for Mulgrew specifically, and I'm going to give the episode 2.5 fire Chakotays. But fucking Mulgrew, man, I just love her. I love her.
And Miss Booby,
I would give the entire episode 3.5.
Okay,
I really liked it. And I thought that, again, Captain Janeway and Cass were fabulous.
And Chakotay was super sexy in this go-round.
Yes, he was.
So there was
but spot on help from everybody. Paris and Tuvok and just everyone was good.
Neelix.
Yeah. No Harry Kim.
Thank
he was not even
not even in it.
Not even in the episode.
I mean, even B'Elanna made
he's in it. No,
Where? I never spotted him at all.
Harry's the one that vents the plasma residue.
Oh, that's right.
And he's like, but bitch, we're going to turn blue.
But that might be like his only scene.
Maybe. I think
because of that.
I think Samantha Wildman had more lines in this than Harry. Thank God.
I think so too.
And I think they meant for her to have a bigger role.
Speaking of turning blue, if you want to turn blue, you can support us on Patreon and Venmo. We are Workshop, WERQSHOP.
That's right. If you want to turn out, if you want to turn boo, and I mean booby, and turn out Miss Matinga,
and her cabbage,
and my lovely yet racy, stern, horrible cabbage.
Yes.
You can always give us a tip at WERQSHOP at Workshop at Venmo and Patreon.
That's correct. And also, if you listen to this on Apple or Google or wherever you listen to, give us a rating and a review because it helps some kind of Delta Quadrant algorithm.
5-star rating and a review, please. So that was the Star Trek Voyager episode Elogium of Season 2. Y'all kids, this is Miss Matinga.
This is Shadiamond.
This is Booby.
We out. Live long and prosper, motherfuckers.
Live long and cabbage.
Live long and eat this cabbage, motherfucker.